Okay, let's get started. Today we'll be talking about clean water and why it's essential in the world. So every day, most of us turn on our faucet without a second thought, and safe water flows. But for many people, in fact, nearly 2 billion people around the world, that's not a part of their everyday life. Instead, water's a struggle and a danger, and something that they sometimes have to walk miles to find. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that today. Clean water is the foundation of health, and without it, diseases like cholera, typhoid, and diarrhea spread rapidly and most times silently. These are illnesses we rarely think about, yet they steal the lives of children and elderly people every single day. Just imagine for a second knowing that something as basic as a drink of water could harm your family. I don't think anyone should live like that. But clean water is not only about survival, it's about opportunity. In many communities, children, especially girls, walk long distances every day to collect water. This daily journey keeps them out of school. It robs them of the chance to learn and the chance to grow, even sometimes physically. When the village gains clean water, those children gain an education and they gain time. It gives them a future. Clean water also builds strong economies. Farmers need safe water to grow crops. Families need it to cook and clean. Businesses depend on it to operate safely. And when communities get access to clean water, they gain the. I'm sorry, we lost internet here for a second. When businesses gain, when communities get access to clean water, they gain the foundation to work, to earn, and to progress. This allows their societies to catch up with our own. So let's talk about how to clean water. One of the ways when I was traveling that we would make sure that our water was clean was just to boil it, which has the benefit of killing bacteria and parasites. However, it has the drawback that any metals or inorganic compounds in that water are then magnified because the water molecules are removed, but those contaminants stay. The second part is using water filters, including ceramic filters, which we use here at work sometimes, sand, and in municipal water supplies, they use levels of different sands and rocks to filter the water. Charcoal filters, which is in most home filters, and these remove contaminants, but they do not necessarily remove bacteria. Adding small, safe amounts of chlorine, however, can disinfect that water. And then there's solar disinfection, where sunlight is used to kill harmful organisms in clear plastic bottles. That can be good on a small scale, but it has the drawback that we're learning recently that microplastics can leach from those bottles into the water supply over time. Solar disinfection is also something that municipal water treatment plants use using UV lights, but time is the factor. Those lights need, or that the water needs to sit in those lights for enough time for the bacteria to be destroyed. Building wells and boreholes are also essential. They bring clean groundwater to the surface. However, it's important when digging these wells or boreholes to remember that leaching can happen with those wells. So if your well is downhill from a dump site, a lot of those dump liquids are going to leach into that water supply. Installing community water treatment centers, which can purify large quantities of water for entire villages, and also rainwater harvesting, which is a good thing for using that water for your sinks to wash dishes or to wash clothes. I know a number of in the states community communities who harvest rainwater for the purpose of flushing their toilets, washing their dishes, washing their clothes, just to kind of mitigate the amount of clean water that's used for those tasks. So these methods are not theories, they are solutions. They're transforming communities across the globe. And when we invest in these systems, we are not just providing water, we are providing life, dignity, and hope for those communities who don't have access to real water. So the real question is whether the real question is not whether we can solve the water crisis, it's whether we choose to. I think we all know by now that greed is kind of keeping a lot of those technologies from being given to folks who are in those impoverished communities. So providing clean water is not charity, it's a responsibility. It's a promise we make to one another as human beings. When we give clean water, we protect health, we open doors to education, and we strengthen communities from the ground up. So let us be the generation that acts and be the voice that speaks up for clean water around the globe, regardless of the amount of money that those communities have. I will now take questions.